Hi, everyone. I'm Colleen. I was in a Zoom call today and I got a big download of information or of something that I wanted to say to you about finding your purpose in life and also about the drive to find out what's coming next for us all spiritually and for us individually in our spiritual lives. So my friend Cindy has these light sharing circles. Cindy is Lady of the Forest 444, who has her own channel, and we also have a separate channel together. And she has these light sharing circles where a bunch of people who are on her Patreon, who are on the spiritual path, get together to chat and share. And people were sharing about, well, all kinds of things. But before a couple of them started talking, they said that they had some self-doubt about whether to share whatever the thought was that had come to them. And that really struck me because I've certainly dealt with that myself. And then, they went on and shared whatever it was, and it was profound and enlightening, and everybody needed to hear it. And I think after they shared it, they felt better. But it's just going into it, they were like, should I unmute? Should I say anything? And so some thoughts came to me about getting through the fear of being authentic and sharing what you have to tell the world. But then also finding your purpose, finding your gifts, finding what it is that you're here for. What am I meant to do? What is my contribution to humanity or to the great awakening and that sort of thing. And then we also talked about everybody's drive to know what's coming next. Well, always consuming these channels of predictions of what's coming next towards the Great Awakening. There's been a lot out there lately about flashes of light and awakenings and all moving to the next level of whatever, moving into 5D, or people call it all different things. And our drive to want to know what's coming next and what it's like on the other side, and to reach that point of enlightenment where we're not in this 3D life anymore. We're seeing more. We can see the totality of what's going on. So I took some notes. So you're going to see me referring down to my notes. So as far as the fear that people had, I became very conscious of my necklace. This is a medallion that my mother-in-law gave me 20 years ago. And it has a bunch of, I don't think I can get it up to the camera to show you. It's not going to focus, but it has just a bunch of words written on it, kind of like graffiti. And it says, no fear, leap, courage, take the leap, don't be afraid, things like that on it. And my mother-in-law got it for me because she said that it was qualities that she saw in me, but it was not something that I saw in myself at the time. And I've been wearing it ever since. Like, it must be 20 years since I got it. And it has really inspired me. And I reach for it sometimes when I'm doing something. It's all worn down because when I'm doing something that I'm afraid of, but I know is part of what I should be doing next, but it strikes fear in me, I like worry on it, like I rub it like it's helping me. So I think the message there is that when you are feeling fear about doing something, but then on the other side, you feel really compelled to do it, like me starting this channel and making these videos, you have to step through that fear. The fear is there for a reason, and it kind of feels the same as excitement, right? Like, it's not the same as your little voice steering you away from something that's not going to be good for you. That's a whole other feeling. I'm talking about the fear that's almost like butterflies in your stomach, but with your little human voice saying to you, imposter syndrome, saying to you, you're not going to be able to do this. This is not right. Nobody's going to want to hear that, or whatever it is. We have to learn to step through it, because whatever it is that you have to say, there's somebody out there that needs to hear it. We had some people sharing on the call that were sharing this profound information that they had compiled over their lifetime because they were driven to research on, I can't even give you examples, on all kinds of different topics. And then this is the stuff that they were saying, like, oh, I don't know, I wasn't sure whether to unmute and share this or not. And then they go into this profound information, that everybody's eating up. One woman was sharing her body of knowledge. And people started putting in the chat that she should start a YouTube channel because there were people that wanted to hear this. And right away, she was like, oh no, I don't have time for that. I'm too busy in my own life, dealing with my own things and traumas. And I believe she has an illness. And so she wasn't ready to start a YouTube channel. So what I'm getting at is that people were telling her what they thought, in all good intentions, were telling her what they thought was the best path for her, but she was not ready to do that. And my point here is that when you're looking for your purpose in life, it's right there in front of you. It is your life. So the key to finding your purpose in life is to live your life. Whatever you're doing by, being Colleen, being whoever you are, all the experiences that you're having in your life, all the knowledge that's coming to you, all of the traumas and illnesses or whatever it is that you've gone through in life is the point. It's why you're here. You are here in this lifetime, not so much to be trying to look and see what's coming when we kind of surpass this lifetime and can see all of our lifetimes. You are here to live this life. It is the point. The point isn't really so much to be guessing or getting information about what's coming next. The way that you're going to make your contribution to humanity is by being your authentic self and following the path and getting all the information and experiences that are making you you. And then when the time is exactly right, you are either going to feel compelled to do something like start your business, start giving a service, start your YouTube channel, whatever it is that you're compelled to do, or life is going to push you there. And I've seen that happen to people many, many times where life just pushed them to start something that they never would have thought they would be doing. And I think we really need more trust in that. Trust in the fact that what you are doing is your school that is leading you to whatever it is that you want to, that you're meant to do, that you came here for.
I'm recording a voiceover here because I just wanted to elaborate a little bit more on the kinds of things that could be your calling, your purpose. It doesn't have to be one of the top 10 obviously spiritual jobs. It could be, you could be a cashier or a construction worker or a house painter or a social worker or all of the walks of life, a singer, anything that you could end up doing. It's the light that you bring to that. It's the love energy that you're sharing with people, or maybe you are working, maybe it's that you're healing the earth. It might not even be individual people that you are affecting with your gifts, but your purpose is about how you shine your light into whatever you do. So I just wanted to keep that in mind as we're thinking about what our purpose might be. It's the light that you bring to it that defines what your purpose is.
There are lots and lots of channels and courses and books and things you can buy out there that are like, find your purpose in 5 easy steps, and perhaps if buying that book or taking that course is part of your path. But I know that I've bought lots of things like that. I've stopped because I've bought lots of things like that that didn't end up being the right thing for me. And it just turns out that what ended up being the right thing for me was just living my life and going through all the phases and steps that have happened in my life. There is no 5 easy steps for me to find what my purpose is in life. So I'm not knocking all of these people who have these courses. I just think that sometimes we're looking outside of ourselves for these magical ways for someone else to tell us what our purpose is or what it is that we should be doing. And really, if we're living an authentic life and doing the things that I've talked about on this channel and that we've talked about on the Out of This World channel, that I share with my friend Cindy, that the guides are prompting us to do, like turning towards the light, trying to seek your joy and clear your energy and live as authentic and happy a life as you can. if you're staying in that kind of centered space as much as you can, because when you're going through life and trauma and whatever it is that you're going through on this school of life that you're on, you can't stay like that all the time. But if you're staying on this authentic path, keeping yourself centered and clear, listening to the guidance that's happening around you, spending time doing whatever you do, it could be meditation, it could be a walk in nature, like it is for me, it could be sitting and channeling what's coming in from your guides. If you're doing that, you are doing what you came here for. You are becoming the you that you came here to become. And I think that that is more important than spending our time, searching and searching on YouTube and just all kinds of getting all kinds of readings and things, looking for information about what's coming next. We had a lot of messages on our Out of This World channel about things that are coming next, about the Great Awakening, the individual Great Awakenings, and then the mass awakening, and the evolution of humanity, really, and where we're going energetically and into awakening and being able to see the other side and what's really going on here, more than just this 3D life. And that's really interesting. And I got to tell you, like, I have been caught up in that and wanting to know what's coming next. And then when they told us that the Out of This World channel was ending and we weren't going to be getting any new information on there, I was flabbergasted. Like, what do I do now if I can't be getting information about what's coming? And I got some very clear messages that what we need to be doing is just living our lives. There's a reason that we don't know everything that's on the other side and can't see it yet, because we're not ready for that yet, whether we like it or not. We want to be ready and we want to know, and I want to know, I want to know, I want to know. I know I feel like that all the time myself. But that's not the stage that I think we're in right now. I think we're in like an integration stage. And really, I mean, finding yourself is such a cliche, but I really think that that's the stage that humanity is, or those of us who are on the front, the leading edge of the first wave of people who are going to awaken and that sort of thing. That's where we are now. We are finding our individual selves and why we came into this lifetime, because this lifetime is the point. Like, the reason you came here is not to know where you came from. It's to be here in this life and experience what you are experiencing and becoming who you're becoming. And I talked in the Zoom call about how I think it's like we're in post-secondary education. And we're in probably a master's program, I imagine. We're done our bachelor's, we're in our master's or maybe our PhD program. But when you are in post-secondary education, first you learn the theory, and then you do some practical training, usually like you do your labs where you're learning how to integrate what you've learned in the theory and how to actually do it. But then there's study week or spring break or all the different, whatever it's called in your post-secondary system. There's always a break. You do a bunch of learning, and then there's a break sort of before exam period and graduation. And we are in reading week now. We are in study week. We are in the part where we need to take everything that we've learned and just take a pause and sit with it and let it sort of unfold and become part of who we are. And if we do that in whatever it is that you do, quiet contemplation, meditation, trying new things, like trying a new YouTube channel and seeing if it works out, trying sharing your modality if you're feeling like it, following whatever it is that you are prompted to do while walking through fear, having the courage to just try it. I had big imposter syndrome starting this channel and telling people how to walk the talk, talking about how I live my life of trying to integrate spiritual teachings into my life. I thought, who am I to be doing this? But based on the comments, you guys are liking it and it's helpful and you're coming back to watch other videos. So it has prompted me on, right? But I had to walk through fear. I had to step through it and just post with a lot of help from and encouragement from Cindy. Thanks, Cindy, about, telling me to just go for it. And of course, the practice of where my life led me, which was into doing the Out of This World channel with Cindy, right? It was a lot safer to be coming in as the sidekick of the person who's channeling all the beings of light. And it was easy for me to just go on a channel and talk where, in my mind at the time when we first started it, like Cindy was the show and I was the, sidekick talking about what was going on. But as the channel evolved, I was getting messages from Big Bertha that I was, helping to interpret the channels that were coming in and that, and I got more and more comfortable with it. And life just led me there. I did it because Cindy asked me if I'd like to do a channel recording our conversations, and we have conversations all the time. So I said, sure, I can do that. And I do Zoom on my in my work life, so I was comfortable with making videos and being on camera and that. But you see how I just lived my life and did that and never thought that I would be starting my own channel. But secretly, I've been wanting to start my own YouTube channel ever since I found out about YouTube. I remember years and years ago, my daughter telling me about YouTube, what's this YouTube thing? And she's telling me about YouTubers and how they can, get lots of followers and even make money on YouTube and stuff. And all the way back then, I kind of had this little voice that was saying, like, I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to start a YouTube channel. But I was too scared. I never would do that. But life led me into knowing Cindy, led me into pushing Cindy to start her channel. Like I tell her all the time, I pushed her forward, like, you go first. She did it. I watched her succeed on there. Then we do our channel together. Then next thing you know, I have the guts to start this channel. But I never would have done it 5 years ago. I just never would have. Life led me to have the confidence to be able to do this. And then, why did I spend almost 30 years studying spirituality and being really always drawn to the law of attraction and to the teachings of Abraham-Hicks that were really practical teachings about the law of attraction? I've read all kinds of other stuff and studied all kinds of other stuff that has become part of the totality of who I am spiritually and what I believe. But I've always had a particular, I don't know, place in my heart or drive to study law of attraction. And then when I finally get the guts to start this channel, I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to talk about? And that's what I came up with. That's what Big Bertha gave me on a walk was, you're going to talk about how you walk the talk. And I thought every one of my videos was going to be the walks with Lola, with talking, very literally walk the talk, going on those walks with my dog Lola, which I still do and I know you love. But that's not what it's become. It has become about how I walk the talk, how I use law of attraction in my life and just different aspects of manifestation and things that I do to, have a happy life and have my life sort of move towards going the way that I want. So that has been a lifelong study of mine. And finally, now I have found something to talk about on YouTube where I've always wanted to be. Do you see how it just all came together without me really planning it, and through a lot of self-doubt of me wondering why I was learning all this stuff, never having any inkling that I even had gifts that I could share with people or anything that anybody would want to listen to. So wherever your life is leading you, whatever life is putting you through, or, that whole idea of life is happening for you, not to you, whatever your path has been leading up to now, I know that for many, many people, it has been tough. And I've had tough times. I've been pretty blessed, but I've had tough times in my life. And I've talked about my marriage ending and things like that, and just other stuff in my life. That I'm not saying we have to be happy exactly that they happened, but they are part, it has all come together to make me who I am. And that, I think, is the key to finding your purpose. Just live your life. So then I'm thinking about all this. I get off the Zoom call. I had given that basically a parts of what I just talked about. And I went for my walk in nature with Lola. And I'm on my walk and I recorded the walk. I haven't looked to see if the footage, how it turned out. So I might tack it on to the end of this video or not. But I'm on my walk and Lola takes me a different direction and up this big hill where I walk most often. There are all these off trails, right? And there's this one that goes up this big hill, and I don't like taking it. It's really strenuous. And I wasn't able to record going up that hill because it just the sound effects would have been me like going up this hill because it's a cardio hill for sure. As I'm walking up it, this song starts playing in my head that is so not a me song. But anyway, Miley Cyrus, The Climb, starts playing in my head. And I don't even know the words, but just parts of it start playing. And I got like, you need to talk about the climb. It's the climb. It's the climb. So I get up to the top of the hill and I play the song on my phone. And you know what? What she's saying in that song, just Google it. It's from 2009. It's young Miley Cyrus recording it for Hannah Montana, which my daughters watched. um, and it's a song about the life is all about the climb. So I took that as a confirmation that the video today that I was going to record after being on that wonderful, enlightening Zoom call with all those people who are really advanced spiritual travelers, you know, that are all on Cindy's Patreon, right? And then they join these light sharing circles. All these people who have all this spiritual background and all these different paths that they've come from and are still telling me in the call that they're feeling fear about sharing what the things, the expertise that their entire life journey has given them. It's the climb. That is the key to finding your purpose. And you will know when you are at the part of the climb where it's time for you to share it with the world. I don't know that a course is going to do that. Maybe it is. Maybe that's part of your path. But I don't think it's the magic elixir that's going to do that for everyone. I think just listening to your guidance, staying as clear as you can, paying attention to your life, getting through the hard times however you can, but always turning to the light by knowing that the hard times are there for us for a reason as well. And that can sometimes maybe make the hard times a little easier to get through or easier to look back at anyway. And that is the key of turning toward the light that the beings of light talked about in our other channel, Out of This World, and on Cindy's channel that her angels talk about. They say that the key, one of the keys to being here is going through your life experiences and always turning toward the light, like not getting too mired down in it, but reaching up toward the light and bringing light into your life, whatever that means to you, and reaching for the love energy and talking to your guides and knowing that there's more going on out there. I think this all comes together to help you to find your purpose. And then I just feel like I really want to tell you, like, courage, like no fear. When the time comes and you're feeling compelled to do something, even if your human 3D voice is telling you like, nobody's going to buy this book, nobody's going to book my services, nobody's going to want to watch my YouTube videos, just do it anyway, because there's probably somebody out there that needs whatever it is that you have to give to the world. Let me know in the comments what you think of all of this and any experiences you've had with walking through fear and having it turn out to be something fantastic, or whatever you want to share in the comments. I love reading your comments. Thanks very much for joining me, and we'll see you soon.
All right. So I'm going to take a few deep breaths just to get sort of acclimated into the energy of the area and absorb what the nature and the trees want to share with me. And I'm going to give intent to open to whatever it is that I need to move my spiritual life forward today, and to integrate all the things that I've been learning in my life and in my spiritual study to see what the next step is. So just breathe with me.
Lola would like to go this way. I've walked this same trail with you a few times in my videos on both channels. So I've walked in spring, summer, fall, and now it's mid-November, so, you know, late fall when the trees have dropped the colorful, what I think is beautiful leaves. And I used to think this was kind of an ugly time of year, but now I see it more as a time of letting go. The trees have let go of their leaves for this year and moving into the winter rest period, just to be renewed again. There's shoes up there on the fire. I don't know if that might mean anything to anyone. Yeah, so I think that all the seasons are beautiful and show different aspects of the way that we can integrate. We'll integrate everything into our lives. Lola's barking at the shoes. Focusing on absorbing whatever lessons I get from nature today, just whatever energies I am given by the trees and what I have to share with the trees and all of the nature that's out here. I also think watching Lola is a bit of a lesson. She's just so in the moment and checking things out as they come along, and then moving on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Just experiencing the whole walk. Hope you enjoyed whatever my little forest in my neck of the woods had to share with you today. I wish you a fabulous day. Thanks very much for joining us, and we'll see you soon.